Stack it up, don't fumble. You just gotta stay humble. You flip it till you make it double. Baby girl, I ain't got time to cuddle. I ain't lying, swear I just had nerves. They ain't give it, had to take some. I can tell you ain't all a sudden. What the fuck, thought we came much struggle. But I know I gotta stand for some. I cannot settle for nothing. If you with me, then I love you. If you ain't, then it's fuck. I can't go out like a buster. Come from a family full of hustlers. I can't go out like a buster.
iPad. So I was trying to figure out how to get that shit over to my iPad.
Okay, good, cool. Hold on.
That was going on, bro.
What up, homie? What's up with you, bro?
Man.
I see it, man. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah, oh yeah.
saying?
Yeah, I already see.
Smashed Bama yesterday, bro. It was crazy.
Bro, I ain't watched college football in so long, bro. It's crazy.
I was fishing, but everybody was calling me like, "Hey, bro, are you watching the game?" I was like, "Nah, man, but I'm there in spirit."
But yeah, hold on. Because I don't even know how to work this shit. This is the first time I ever used this shit before. This,
Yeah,
Yeah, the quality looks pretty good. At least you
yeah, I
got
mean,
I got that 4K version.
yeah. The quality good.
I seen a damn lot of YouTube videos talking about it. I was like, let me try this shit then because
Yeah.
I don't feel like meeting people and all that shit all the time, bro. That shit, meeting going, like, hell no. Set up a whole fucking podcast studio.
Nah, it's a good platform, man. It's a good platform.
You used it before?
I've never used it, but I've seen people on it too. Kind of like what he was talking about. I've seen people on it too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Bet that up.
But yeah, I guess
Yeah,
we
so
just
we
start.
kind of short on time, bro. So let's get right into it.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna just jump into it. So one,
We can
two.
go back and do like an intro probably if you need to
Yeah,
add something.
I think I got this the intro shit, the theme song I still got. So like
Okay.
Hey,
when they listen to it, it'll just jump straight into the conversation. So we can really just start talking. Gotta do all the extra shit no more.
bet.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, man. So for the audience that's gonna be listening, EJ, you got to introduce yourself, bro, because you got a lot of shit going on, man. And
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
a lot,
Yeah.
a lot of, a lot of awesome shit, man.
yeah, like
Yeah.
uh, this is cool because all three of us are kind of similar. Like we always like multifaceted. And
Mm-hmm.
I was telling my girl like, bro, he's always into some shit that a lot of people can't even articulate. So
High tech, exactly. That's why
yeah,
if we can get from this podcast to be able to explain what you do down to like just the basic
Yep.
person that has no idea what cryptocurrencies or any of these technologies is, that'd be awesome.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely, man. So, man, look, man. First and foremost, man, I appreciate y'all having me on, bro. You know what I mean? We haven't gotten on, to sit down in a few years, man. So,
Yeah.
kind of getting back into it. Y'all actually during that time, y'all were, at our location in Rock Hill. You know what I mean?
Yes.
A lot has changed. A lot has changed, and a lot has, adjusted, man. But for those who don't know, man, I'm EJ Gaillard. I'm actually born and raised in Rock Hill, South Carolina, like right outside of Charlotte. And I just deal with a whole lot of things in terms of fintech and all things, technology, and then also finance too. So, bridging financial technology, those are the things that I've really been diving into heavy with everything that I get into in the community. So, I don't just do it myself. Like, I've sharpened my skills in the midst of it, man, but I've definitely been helping the community find out about what it's all about too. Because, the big thing about our community, man, is people try to figure out, what is the next most technologically advanced thing, or what's the next up when it comes to things in our industry, man. But
Nice.
people always figure out like what's gonna be the thing that kind of takes them to the next level. And I feel like people are trying to figure themselves out now. I mean, we're in a very digitized area, so like I find my passion in a lot of that. And we're talking about cryptocurrency, we're talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all that. People are
Mm-hmm.
really like, those are the buzzwords. So I'm kind of putting it all together to where my main thing that I'm doing right now, and the main initiative, is helping people understand how easy it is to get involved in these processes, and
Bridging that gap.
not to overcomplicate it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
So Vicci, man, I know Vicci's like in a stage right now where you guys are figuring it out, your next
Yep.
move and stuff like that. But
Yep.
how does Vicci, for those, is a cryptocurrency that you and some other people founded, right?
Yep.
So
Absolutely, man.
how did how did you come to the decision to wanting to do that? What's
Hmm.
that process like? And How'd you come up with the name Vicci?
Most definitely, man. So Vicci actually initiated in 2022. Um, I told y'all a good bit about us wanting to start it out, but I kind of started by really putting it in the airwaves, man, and speaking it. I was like, look, man, I'd love to create a cryptocurrency out here one of these days. People are seeing, like, back at that time, you know, Bitcoin wasn't at 100 grand, let alone like trying to stay at 50, and so
Right.
people trying to figure out how stable cryptocurrency is going to be, but I always said, I would love to have a time where I'd be able to create my own crypto or be a part of a team of people who's created their own, and it be black owned. You know what I'm saying? So, um, because you're talking about creating an ecosystem. That's
Mm-hmm.
how Bitcoin started. Bitcoin started by creating this ecosystem, and it started peer to peer. People were using real live goods and services by cryptocurrency, and that was a tangible, feasible exchange for them. And I said, man, what if we did that again and created it in terms of group economics and wanted to build out our own ecosystem here in the South? And you know, I had to do some research and dive a little bit. And if I don't know how to do something, and y'all know, if I don't know how to do something, I'm gonna find somebody who is great at that, or
Yes.
study it myself to see if I can get proficient in it. If it's taking me a long time, I'm gonna find somebody and see if we can collab and do it together. You know what I'm saying? So that was that process. I locked arms with Rob Lawrence and Alfonso Hamlin and a few other
Okay.
partners who helped us put it together on the development side. And like,
Mm-hmm.
they were talking about, like, creating a cryptocurrency is not just creating a coin and boom, it's going to hit the market and it's going to, make a big buzz. Like, we had to literally, like, make it from scratch, from the code. Like, what is it going to mean to the people? How are we going to build this out? Like, it can't just be like a meme coin, then it's just a meme coin. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what is it gonna create in terms of utility? Like, how valuable do we want it to be to the community?
Right. And for
you know
those who might be newer to cryptocurrency, can you kind of go to a little bit like what a meme coin is and
Absolutely, yeah. So, you know, to the bare basics as well for cryptocurrency, for those who would really want to understand it, like, it's a means of exchange. People talk about cryptocurrency and the investing side of it, but to me, the first sole purpose is a means of exchange. So when
mm-hmm.
I talk about, cryptocurrency and its utility, what is the true value behind what's backing that cryptocurrency? And a lot of times people go into coins that are like, um, Shiba, or those like, those that create a heavy social media buzz that are
Yes.
being ran by the people. Meme coins are really heavily being ran by the people. So cryptocurrencies could either be ran by a true blockchain purpose and
Mm-hmm.
community purpose, or it's just solely ran by the people and there's nothing else backing it. Like Ethereum has a very great technology behind it. A lot of other cryptocurrencies are created on the Ethereum blockchain.
Okay.
So like cryptos like Matic and Polygon and Solana and others have their own, like, technology behind it that is continuing to evolve and advance. But then you got, I think it's with Pepe, and then you got Shiba and some others that are just ran by people like the Elon Musk of the world, or
Mm-hmm.
other heavy influencers of the world that have created it and have pushed it, um, and have caught it and have sparked a buzz behind it. We didn't want that for Vici. We wanted to have a true, like, community purpose, yes, but also technology behind it that's building. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gotcha. So as of now, you guys have heard just having some, you said, creative differences.
Yeah, and not just creative differences, but I have to pivot on my side in terms of IP. The most important thing for anything technology wise or business wise is protecting your IP, and that's intellectual property.
Okay.
Um, we have a lot of things that we have worked on as a company, that have gotten the eyes of very, very large companies. Like automotive industry, like the automotive industry, and we're talking, Mercedes Benz, BMW, and some other OEMs. And a lot of people cling to certain levels of technology that they feel that they can do great with their own make and model. So I didn't just want to be bought with a price and then
Mm-hmm.
be shoot away, but also we're being mindful of how we're trying to move on the next step. But just as leadership, there have been some differences in how we want to navigate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not to get too far into detail, but I would say,
Right.
there are some things team wise that you just don't mesh on. You just don't agree on the same thing. And I just got to pivot, and I know when to pivot. You know what I mean? And to reconstruct.
Mm-hmm. So,
Absolutely.
like you mentioned about the utilities, like
Yep.
the value of what. So, like, are you guys like switching it up, or like, is there like a new direction in terms of like what's going to be back in the coin?
Yep. I'm gonna reconstruct what we have with Vicci to make it more um more valuable to the community in various different ways. Like, we've created the coin, but we want
Mhm.
I'm gonna go through a rebranding of it, or I'm gonna go through a complete revitalizing of the structure. Because once you have control over a certain level of the blockchain, you can do whatever you want with it. And so I'm gonna very well make it to where it is being utilized to our youth and to the community, as well as to other companies. But I don't want to marry the two. I want to keep those sectors separate. Education and then e-commerce, or whatever the case is for the business side. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing where a lot of coins in the beginning stages of it have fallen short. I've been a part of a lot of what you call, because in the stock market there is the IPO stage, the initial public
Yep.
offering, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
then in crypto there's the ICO stage, the initial coin offering. So um,
Mm-hmm.
they go in with everything they want to do to sell why you should buy this coin. And you can be an early adapter. You can get this and that NFT, or we got so and so celebrity a part of this initiative, and those things play its part. But I really want to make it to where it's being valuable on the education side, because people don't understand it, but
Mm-hmm.
also to the community as well, in a true full utility. So yeah, man, just to give you a long answer, I want to either rebrand Vicci or restructure it to where it's helping both sides and not just one sector of the business.
Absolutely, man. So, man, what's this honus, man? Let's get into that a little bit. I was looking into some other like Christian, well, I'll say religious based like social
Hmm.
networks online.
Yep.
But I never seen any quite like what you was kind of mentioning with honus.
Yeah,
Is this
man.
sort of like a Facebook for Christians?
Like TikTok or something like that.
It's basically like that, man. So honus is Greek for God is gracious. It's actually
Hmm.
it's actually founded by one of my good friends, Pastor Andres Parsley. He
Mm-hmm.
actually he hit me up very, very recently about wanting to collaborate on the project,
Mm-hmm.
along with Michael Dorsey, who's located in Detroit. And we just put together a bit of a roadmap on what we wanted it to be, in terms of how we want to separate certain derogatory or malicious content, and then keeping good, clean content for those who want to, like pastors who want to do streaming. Like my
Mm-hmm.
dad, my dad's a pastor, so he has what's called the Eagles Nest. He does his streaming every day, and not just on Sundays, but he does streaming every day on Facebook. And so I said, you know what if there's a platform that he can just have his following and his people go in and streamline it in that one location, rather it being
Mm-hmm.
saturated by a whole lot of third party stuff that might not be, good for those who are just
Right.
scrolling, keeping it centralized. So yeah, man, Honus is that platform. You can share music, you can share events, you can share, different. I mean, it's a social media platform. You can follow each other. You're able to do a whole lot more, in my opinion, with this start out app than some other apps out there as well. It's a little bit more. We're trying to make it more attractive, but also keeping
Mm-hmm.
it simple as well. You know what I mean?
Do that for sure. Like,
Is
especially
it?
where we're going in a space with just these different apps, these different social networking platforms. As you know, AI, is making it easier for people to build this
Yep.
type of stuff.
Yep.
I was talking to someone recently because I'm building my stuff out as well,
Hmm.
and about having like just more centralized niche platforms. Like
Yep.
I always said, like platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. they're really niched down to like certain audiences through the algorithm or through like hashtags and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Like there needs to be more interfaces where it's just solely what I'm coming to this app for, like LinkedIn is solely for
Yeah.
business, no other
Right,
Right.
purpose. You know what I
right.
mean? Or of those things, so we're less distracted for real.
That's a fact.
Is it going to be Christian specific or any religion?
We're gonna start out Christian specific,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, and then from there, because we really want to gauge what the market is going to be like for that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, even in like I think about because I grew up in the church. And I think about my dad
Same,
in
same.
ministry. Like I don't want to think about everything as a business, but also it's like certain structures are like a business. You know what I mean? And so when I think about how we build this app out, it's like how my dad built out the ministry. Like he went out to see what the people are needing in the community, you know, and seeing what's really catching their eye and what's the major need. You know what I mean? Like why are people going to church in the first place? Or what is the reason that they stay? What is the reason that they go? For this app, what is the reason somebody might stay or like this app? Does this person like to just go to the gym, listen to their music, and it be that? Do they want to hear a certain devotional from pastor, whoever the case may be, and they want to just follow them on that platform? Cool. Well, we got the place to do that. Or but also on a denomination or religious standpoint, we're gonna start at Christians, but also I think that might just be that's its own community by itself. But I
Yeah.
would say it would we keep our minds open to
Yes,
those
sir.
those as well. So I don't want to just be I don't want to stay in at one place and it just be that because I told you that even on campus we had somebody who was Muslim. He wanted to start a community garden, and he had a community garden at our church. So we don't
Respect.
discriminate when it comes to that side. And so over time,
Mm-hmm.
I love to see that more religious basis too.
Is it just right now, and is it just in the idea building stages, or like you think we could see a launch here in the next 3 to 6 months?
So the app is out. The app is on Play Store and on the
Oh,
App Store now.
okay.
We are still building it out to where we can go back in and re or enhance a lot of what's currently on there as well. But at this very second, it is currently on App Store and Play Store.
Wonderful.
There are a lot of things that we want to be able to, and that just launched. I didn't put anything out there, but it
Uh
just
huh.
launched on last week. So last week we went live on the platform to put
Hey.
it out there. But yeah, man. So we out there, but we building. We got
Mm-hmm.
about a community of 10 to 15 people. We want to do a stress test to see
Mm-hmm.
how it is because you can go live and you can stream kind of the same way we are right now, the same way we are right
Mm-hmm.
now. But I
Mm-hmm.
want to do a stress test to see what it's like for the capacity too, because it's unlimited, but
Right.
it's unlimited. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
right.
So I'm
Right.
trying to
We'll
see.
definitely have the link below the video at some point so people can access it
Yeah,
quickly. Those who are interested, I'm definitely would like to check it out. It's kind of from an infrastructure standpoint, see how it's all
that's
built out. Um, that's super dope, man. So you guys haven't really did a big like push as far as like bringing people on yet. So this kind
oh,
of
not
get
yet. Go ahead. My bad. No, I was gonna say not yet. But
nice,
so the
nice.
plan
Family
is
Full of Hustle
to
got it first.
yeah. So trying to allocate some data, trying to see what
Mm-hmm.
it's like as people are utilizing it. But the plan is definitely to launch it out and event it out, like
Mm.
multiple different events. You know what I mean? But I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to and all of us, the guys, wanted to low key have it out there first and then have it tested out first because right now
Mm-hmm.
it's somewhat in like a clubhouse basis where it's invite only,
Okay.
like you can download the app, but in order to fully establish your account you got to get an invite link, and there's a few reasons for that. Legally, we had to make sure that we're still in compliance for certain things that may be derogatory, things that are maybe licensing or just copyright issues or things of that nature that may be shared. We had to go through a lot of those proceedings to make sure that that's in place, but primarily for vetting out, and that's something that we can't control as the the numbers get larger. We can
Hmm.
control it, but it's got to be a certain way. Like right now in the app, we have a disclaimer, saying, hey, you're coming to our app, you're agreeing to, having no derogatory content, no, making sure things are clean. This is the kind of app that we have. Boom,
Hmm.
welcome to the family, welcome to Honus. So things like
That's
that.
awesome. And do you guys already kind of have like systems in place to like quickly capture someone who's like coming in to be director or whatever it may be, or is it still kind of manual based, or
We
is that
we we do control. That's a great question, man. We see everything going in and out. But you know,
kind of like an approval process? Like, hey, I click a post, then before that post is shown to the public, has to go through the proper chambers before it's released.
absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely,
Okay.
man. But
I mean,
and the long term plan for that is making sure to build out a team that
mhm.
can go through that process and screening process, so that we
Yeah.
don't have to all the time.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm
Because
saying?
I imagine if you go to let's say a couple million followers, that can become a pretty hefty job,
Exactly,
pretty
man.
pretty
And so
hefty task.
the plan is to automate that. You know what I mean? The plan is to automate that, and creating systems behind that automation, man. So this is the very beginning part of it, man. This is kind of like, going onto a semi-coin analogy. Like Bitcoin started peer to peer, and it was more tangible. People were handing out peer to peer, person to person. It was hands on, and now it's just a fully autonomous situation. You know what I mean? Like that's
Hmm.
kind of what I want, and all of us want Honus to be, is completely autonomous. But right now we are man on the street. Passing out flyers and pamphlets. Hey, this is the app we got. Come check us out, or invite only. We're gonna do some events coming out soon
Hmm.
to make it live. But we got a few events that I'll definitely be shouting out in this interview as well. But
Awesome,
yeah, man.
awesome, man.
So
That's
what was the process of like building the actual app? Like, did you do it?
right.
You had
hmm
like a how long did it take for you to develop it? Just curious.
We actually had it. We had it already set up with one of our co-founders' prior code. So one of our co-founders
Okay.
actually, Pastor Andres, he created a social media platform
Hmm.
that it went live. It was called Live Waves. Live Waves went live about a few years back, and
Okay.
actually had some backing from some big people, like Tommy Davidson and some others.
Oh,
Um, yeah, and I followed it a great bit because he also wanted to utilize Vicci with Live Waves. And so he had that code.
mm, now you're
But
talking.
see, he even right. So even then, he actually rebranded as well and wanted
Hmm.
to try to pivot a little bit because he said, you know what? Rather than me doing a full social media platform, why don't I just centralize it to this genre?
Right.
And we start from there. And so, that made sense to me. But also, yes, the
So
process of us. Go ahead. Yeah, my bad.
yeah, no, no, yeah, you got. So does Pastor Andreas say he used to have like a background in coding, or
He does. He does. He
okay,
does.
that makes
He has a
sense.
background
Okay,
in coding. A lot of the maintenance of it. Now, I will say a lot of the maintenance of the app is going to definitely be outsourced because
okay,
we got a lot of we got other projects we work on within our time, but we do outsource a lot of the maintenance side of the code. But we've kept he's kept the code, and that code is ours set up for Honus. And we just revamped it, rebranded, changed out the genre to centralize only Christian base, and a lot of the features had to be enhanced too. So yeah, man, that was the
okay. Man.
start of it. He had his own platform in the beginning.
Sorry,
Hmm.
I'm just trying to plug my iPad up for it.
Oh,
So
you
that's
good? You good?
dope. So yeah,
Yeah,
you
man.
got. Yeah, I was just curious, man, because just like I said, me going into a similar space with what I'm doing on the other side, it's just funny how we kind of mirroring in a way.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah, like just a process of just building out something like this. I know how trust me, I know how difficult it is. Like just building it
yeah.
all out, getting it out there to the right people, and then really, I think one of the hardest things too is like not taking in like any outside noise in terms of what you're
Mhm.
building because I already know you got a bunch of people coming to you with ideas. Tell me, bro, what if you add this? What if you take this away? What if you do that away?
Hey, man.
You know,
Listen.
Hey,
Hey,
that deep work. I put that deep work
I'm
in.
telling
but
you,
you know what though? Hey, we talk about it all the time, man. We have side conversations all the time where I say, look, man, I can't put my hands on every single thing, but also at the same time, like, it's great for me to do maybe 2026, 27. I'm just locked in right now on a lot of things I'm currently locked in on. You know what I mean? But like,
Right.
I had to learn not to over, what's the term?
Over
over,
oversaturate yourself.
Oh,
oversaturate, overwork myself, as
yeah.
well,
Spread yourself too thin.
and
Mm-hmm.
overcommit.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? When knowing how to balance off your plate. Right now, man, I feel like honestly I'm in a great balance right now, but I think that was something I struggled with, man, for years, is balance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think a lot of us are in the pursuit of balance, and like you
Yeah.
feel it. You feel
I
it in
think
your
it's
mind, body, all of it.
I think it's the one of the main plights of highly motivated individuals, man.
Hmm.
It's just trying to take on too much of time. Because I know you said you're still involved in some other app developments that you can't quite go public with now. So I'm pretty sure. So I'm
Yeah,
sure. I'm
yeah,
sure you're a busy man, man. Like
yeah,
it's a
man.
lot. Yeah.
I am, man. And so like I would like for those to get more. I don't want to speak on it
For
until I
sure.
know
For
that
sure.
it's like locked in. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
Um,
Sure.
like I signed the NDA, but I also got to make sure that we're locked in completely on step two. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And that's where we're at right now. I can definitely go into one of my most favorite passion projects, you know what I'm saying, that I'm finally back into. Because, I went to school for journalism, man, and
Okay.
mass communications. And, I kind of dabbled into a little bit of film work, man, and doing some screenwriting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but, just starting out, wanting to learn the industry. I've always wanted to do that, bros. Like I would have loved to have Vicci like in like the technology in movies. I would have loved to have augmented reality and other like things in a movie setting. You know what I mean?
That's dope, bro. I mean, speaking, film production, you want to get into Aggie's Pride a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, man. To start, you know what I'm saying? My dad is an Aggie. My dad went
Mm,
to North Carolina A&T.
nice.
Um, and he told me a lot about his time there and a lot of the culture. Man, HBCUs are something that there's so many stories that are untold within HBCUs. You know what I mean? And I feel like there is so much opportunity to tell the story and even tell the right story. You know what I'm saying? Like we went to school, man. We heard a certain side of the story, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's certain opportunities to be able to tell it right and to find the people who can tell it right. And like I found a passion in that, man. I found a passion in storytelling. So like I call it, I don't even call it a hobby, man. Like it's a passion of mine, man. In my spare
Yeah,
time, I'm just writing, and so
that's awesome.
um, I definitely feel like even now, like being a part of this project, like I actually initiated. I initiated it. I reached out to, somebody who I saw was getting ready to start at a project just out of a random situation of seeing them on social media. Um, and I saw one of his prior movies
Mm-hmm.
called Bloodlines. So, Quentin Littlejohn, he and I actually, uh, just started having a conversation. And I said, "Hey, man, I just checked out your movie Bloodlines, man, because I did my homework. Checked out Bloodlines, man. I saw it was a great production. Y'all did the premiere right down the street from me, and I've been trying to learn the industry for a second, man. Not to be an actor, but to do
My production.
filmmaking, man, and
Yeah, right.
screenwriting. You know what I'm saying? Like I love storytelling, and I was like, there's a lot of opportunity within that. I also have a space that if you thought could be a very, very good shooting space on campus. Wouldn't
Nice.
that be a good spot, y'all, to shoot something at?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. That'd be awesome.
Good
Historical
location.
spot too.
Just the
You know what I
story.
mean?
Just
So
kind
what's
of.
the premise behind Aggie's Pride for those
Mm-hmm.
who
Yep. So Eggy
Greensboro
Pride.
City?
Yeah, man. Eggy Pride started back in 1960. It started all because of the huge spark that took place with Jim Crow. A guy by the name of Joe McNeil. He was one of the Greensboro Four. Joe
Mm-hmm.
McNeil actually was very, very adamant about not wanting to deal with all those injustices that took place back in those times. We're talking about Jim Crow. We're talking about the height of a lot of the racial discriminations, racial
Yeah.
injustices. Everything was segregated,
Yeah.
and we're talking, like major players were playing a huge part in everything that changed that scope. And there was a restaurant. Well, first of all, he and a few of his friends, um, Junior Blair, um, David, was it David McNeil? Not David McNeil. David
McCain, was it?
McCain. David McCain came out, and they wanted to start it out right, and they wanted to start out the process along with one of their other friends, Frank, to go ahead and get something going to start a movement about about doing a sit-in, or start doing something with the sit-in. But they came into a restaurant called FW Woolworth, and they started out just wanting to just get small things. They started out wanting to just let it be known that they're not workers there, they're actual customers. They wanted to
Hmm.
let it be known, like, hey, I'm sitting in, can y'all serve me so that we can feel accommodated. Manager comes in and says, hey, we don't serve your kind. Flat out, we
And
don't
yeah, they
serve
were
you.
sitting there, and they were sitting at a whites only counter at the
They
time.
were sitting at a white only counter, right? And they sat there for quite some time. They sat there throughout the whole day.
Hmm.
And they said, you know what, we could really start a movement. So after that, some like others actually started to continue on the initiative, and it started to grow legs. Other states started doing it. Over 50 states, or over 50 cities started, that movement that they made. So it started to get the eyes of different congressmen, of course, Martin Luther King, and various other civil rights leaders that helped
Hmm.
push the initiative. But the Greensboro sit-in was very, very paramount when it came to those who wanted to just sit down but stand up for those injustices. Martin Luther
Mm.
King was like, you're sitting down, but you're actually standing up for what you believe. And
Right.
so we want to do. And Quentin, his vision is doing a period piece to illuminate all of that background, all of what happened back then, in a narrative of Junior Blair, of Azelle Blair, so that that could be highlighted in that process. And in making it happen, we're starting out doing it as a short film. So in the industry, you start things as a short film, you do as much as you can to get the word out, so they can eventually be, a feature, or you can make it SAG, and keep and make sure that the union gets hands on it, so that it can reach different eyes and better eyes. So starting out as a short film, of course, we got to start with doing pre-production, getting casting, getting funding and things of that nature to start making the move happen.
Okay, that's
But
gonna be my next question. Because so
yeah,
it's not going to be documentary
no,
based. It's gonna be reenactment.
it's going to be a full
That's
reenactment.
super. That's freaking awesome, bro.
It's going to be a full
Yeah.
reenactment. Actual, actual actors is I got the script. We've been over the script a great deal.
You wrote it.
Say it again.
You wrote the script.
No, I didn't write the script.
Okay.
So Quentin has a full script.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep. Quentin has a full script. And this just helps me to see their process too, and pick his brain, get a chance to be in the room. You know what I mean? This is honestly, y'all, my first project. And I love this, my first project. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad was an Aggie, but I love Black history. And,
Yeah,
I got a Black historical marker in the family that, y'all both have been to. So for
Yeah.
yeah.
me, it's a passion project, man. Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna be dope. And when can we be looking? When I mean, do you guys have an idea of when
Mhm.
production will be starting? Or
We want to start shooting by late December, early January. The actual events took place in February, but we
yes.
love to have it within that time. We love to have it within that timeline because it was winter time, so that it can be a full, authentic reenactment. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
To the intention of releasing it, like, late in the quarter of 2026.
I was doing a little bit of research on it to get like before this podcast started. And I saw that they essentially turned the actual location to like a museum now of
It did.
sorts. So
It did.
that'd be really cool if you guys can get access to that, and actually
Yeah, man.
use the exact counter for that'd be
Because you know what, we've actually, Q and some others and I've actually been out on campus, and we're going to continue to our campaign is strictly going to be for right now at A&T. We're going to be in
hmm
Greensboro as much as possible. Not only to reach the students and alumni, but also to reach the people who are allowing us the space and to tell the story,
right.
because they all know the story. And so we want to make sure that we have a table and tent out to be able to share it the right way and to event it out, a part of our campaign, and um, making sure that the students have some kind of benefit or incentive for actually sharing it themselves. So we're wanting everybody in the Aggie community to be a part of it as well. So yeah, man. I think it's great timing. We are looking at this month being a very, very important month for us, of September coming up
Grind
to
time.
out. We love to have our casting and everything completed by late October to start shooting, and doing our table read and getting things in place for late December, early January.
Mm.
That's
That's
dope, bro.
bro. You really testing the boundaries of like just just kind of stepping outside of the box of what's the norm. Like
Yep.
that's
Yeah,
that's what I was telling. That's what I was saying earlier. I was like, every time I talk to you, you're doing something that's just like outside of like the traditional entrepreneurial, routes.
for sure.
Like
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier about like balancing it, but it's like you just mentioned a damn screenplay, a movie, or
Yeah.
documentary.
Yeah.
hmm
You're trading still, right?
Oh yeah.
Then you're doing app developments. Ain't no telling what other projects that you got going on. So like,
hmm
I know how I do it, but I'm just curious, how do you like have this like mapped out as to like what you want to prioritize, when you gonna prioritize it,
Mm.
or it's just like, I know you say no a lot, you have to, but
Yep.
then it's like within all these different projects, it's crazy because I always say like, bro, you're like the king of Rock Hill, bro. I'm telling you, like,
Yeah,
because it's
Man.
like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
absolutely,
how
man.
that, and then also, do you ever feel like you guys should be bigger, like in a way, because of what you guys are doing in the community?
I think. I think that there is so much wealth in not having a whole lot of people in on certain things in the beginning, and it's okay that this is not like a viral situation that I have going on. Like, everything that I'm doing doesn't need to go viral today or tomorrow. If
hmm
Mm,
I can reach the community first of Rock Hill and start in Charlotte and other places,
That's how it
cool.
starts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it starts. And like, to me, like, that impact is the most important, going into all these things. So man, that's a great question, because I think people want to like hit the home run first and not run the bases. You know what I'm saying? And they wait for the ball to hit the bleachers first before they start running the bases. I'm
hmm
mm,
already I'm already trying to get my feet moving, man. Like, I don't care where it goes. I do care, but I'm being very conservative on how I move. And so in that process, like, I have my hands on a good bit of things, but I also know that my investment is an investment to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, so I don't think of it as just a tedious piece of work that I got to do every day. I got to do this to meet that and do that. Like, I still got to have time in the day to breathe. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And so I prioritize what my role is in a lot of these things. I don't need to be the chief in a lot of these projects. If I'm
right,
if in these places I can be an advisor, if in these places I could be a screenwriter, if in these places I can be a contributing partner, cool. If I can get take a percentage of it, cool.
right.
But I don't need to be the CEO of all of them. You know what I
So,
mean?
what's your daily routine like, bro? Like a typical day for EJ.
I get a bottle of Saratoga water. You know what I'm saying? I pour it in the boat. I'm just playing. Nah,
bro, I was about to roast the fuck out.
man. Hey, my day does start at 5 a.m. Because at the end of it, I do still have a I do still have a full-time job too. You know what I mean? I work in a corporate space, man. I actually am a yeah, I know, with everything that
King
you just heard.
King of
I'm
Rock Hill.
Exactly,
That's
man.
all. That's all side work, bro. This man still got a full
It's
corporate
all time.
job, bro.
I still do my full time, man.
I don't hear no excuses
So
from nobody.
yeah, I work in supply chain, man. I actually work with the food service and agricultural industry, man, doing business analytics, man. So but it's remote. It's remote. So I don't have to go in office a lot. And so, from there my day does start at 5, man. But I do start my day off just by, prayer and exercise, but also I don't have too much time to do anything too crazy.
Mhm.
But I start the day off by getting my mind right, man. I
Mhm.
think like the way you start your day is the way you'll finish.
Yes, sir.
And so it does start early, but like I have to like literally get myself in the mindset to work out, man. Believe it or not, like I do, bro. At 35, man, like it's a struggle for me, you
I'm right
know?
there with you, bro. I'm 36. Like me
Yeah,
and bro just started the challenge recently. Actually, this today makes like 2 weeks of like
yeah,
no weed, no alcohol for me, so completely sober.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I have to start
Get
at
there, bro.
4.
Awesome.
I start at 4 in the morning, but that first 30 minutes is me just kind of like getting my mind right, getting prepared, getting ready to go to the
Yeah,
gym, maybe do a little stretching or whatever.
yeah,
But I definitely need that time to kind of get myself prepared. But like you said, like how you start your day is how you finish. Usually
yeah,
by 7:30, we've done quite a bit. I'm exercise, I don't stretch, I
hmm
maybe read a little bit, and I'm ready to take on my work day, my work responsibilities.
hmm
So I'm also 36. So for those who are getting up in that age, for me personally, it's extremely hard to try to start my work day and try to exercise at the end it's very tough for me. So like
yeah,
getting started early and doing something that a lot of people don't do at your very beginning of your day, definitely puts you in a winning mind state. I feel like.
yeah, yeah, man, for sure. And I would say this too, man. Um, I think that the balance of my life right now, because even in all this, I'm in a relationship. The balance
Hmm.
in all this as
That's my next
well,
question. That's crazy.
yeah, because the balance in all this is like time management and discipline has really helped me figure out who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because in
Are
all
there
of this, go ahead.
no? Say, do you have any? Are there any goals for a relationship, or are you kind of like whatever God brings is a blessing, or are you like more so like try to plan things out? Like I want to have a kid at this point, or
Mhm.
want to get married at this point, or is it just kind of like by the feeling? Because you're very business motivated, and I feel like for men like us, like when we were speaking earlier, you was like I know it's like church and stuff, but I want to. It's hard for me to
Mhm.
not apply my business mindset like to that
Right.
structure of the church.
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
we sometimes do it with our relationships as well. You know what I mean? Like we try to
yeah,
like map it
yeah.
out, and I feel like that could sometimes take the heart out of it, in a
Nah,
sense,
for
not
sure.
take it out, but like it makes it a little more logical thinking as opposed to like emotional thinking.
Yeah, I think that's very interesting, man, because it's true. Nah, man, like I think about a lot of the things we go through in life, man. A lot of the things we go through, all the things we go through in our lives, are all decision based. But it's decision based because sometimes it's most of the times it's emotionally attached to certain things. Like our emotions, it shouldn't all the time, but it can dictate our decision making. Like but I mean,
Hmm.
it has to. It's inevitable. I feel like
Yeah.
yeah, your emotions, you gotta make certain decisions based off emotions.
Hmm.
And like in a relationship, man, like I gotta not think about overthinking certain things that I feel like need to be done or should be done. Like just letting things happen. So in my relationships, even right now, I've had to learn like I don't it doesn't need to be at this day on this time at this very second, but like what are we feeling right now? You know what I'm saying? Like in this very moment, like it's nice outside. Let's go out and do this. We don't have to.
Hmm.
Oh, we had a 5 o'clock. We're supposed to do this and that. Nah, let's do something different really quick. Let's go for a ride real quick.
Live in the
You know?
present. Right.
Yeah, living in the present is extremely important because I feel like everything right now is causing us to dilute our own mindset. Like I do blame social media for these reasons, for people not thinking for themselves, for people not really going based off of what they truly feel. But
Hmm.
also, we see each other's lives all the
A
time.
lot. Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, on a relationship standpoint, people see other people in relationships, and now they see their lives, and now like, hey, babe, you want to do this? I see one of my guys took somebody here, or what do you think about going here? Like, I got to think of it in the mindset of, you know, what does she like? What does she enjoy? What do I like? What do I enjoy? You know, and I think I've had to learn that. Basically, guys, what I'm saying is, like, I've had to really go into my bag of being natural and not having
Yeah.
everything
Mm.
structured and scheduled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have to be married at 36 because I thought I was gonna be married at 30. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Yeah.
like,
Still
I
working
think,
on them.
yeah, so I just feel like, I think a part of us in our growth process is also, like, learning what our emotions are too. Like, a lot of the buzzwords, man, like, people talk about emotional intelligence and talk about, the things that keep us ticking, but also, like,
Love
I
languages
think,
and
yeah, you know what I mean? And I think that there's a lot of opportunity for us all to grow in all of those things, but you just having the certain levels of awareness with yourself helps you have awareness with your person too. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
absolutely.
Yeah, man.
That's dope. So like I know well, that's my last question. So when in your free time, what you like to do is this just the screenwriting is what you like to spend your if you got free time to just an hour to just EJ, how you gonna
Right.
spend that hour?
No business, no nothing. Just
Listen, man.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
okay. You
I
got
be on,
2K, bro? I'll bust you up real quick. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
man. You know what I'm saying? Or I just
Respect.
like, I do chart. I like he was talking about, I do still trade. I do still go into the market, but
That's
to shut
business,
my
bro. That's
I know that's business, man. But to shut my brain off, I
bro.
either I'm gaming, or I'm
the
or I'm
set
or
your
I'm,
brain. Yeah,
or
set
I'm
your
hooping.
brain on.
Yeah,
I,
you know what I mean.
people be asking me what I do in my free time. Like, bro, I be sitting there looking at land. I be having a ball, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I be
But
fishing, bro. I be
yeah, because look, like
fishing.
like like
Yeah,
what like what
gaming.
Sai said, that's still business, man. But at
That's
the
still
same time,
business, bro.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
having
talking about nothing like you got no business, no looking up
yeah,
land, no looking up future deals. You got an hour to yourself.
yeah.
This bro gonna start another business, man. So hey, so I had an hour to myself, bro. So check this
Hey,
out, bro. I was
man,
thinking
look,
with you.
yeah, like, nah, man, for real. Nah, but you know what though?
It's
Like,
important, man.
when you're locked in, to your point though, Si, when you're locked in, it is important to learn how to unlock as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, cause
Um,
like fishing did that for me. Like when I found fishing, like it's the only time I would put my phone on do not disturb.
yeah,
I don't want to be bothered. It's just going to be me and
mm,
mhm,
whatever the Lord bring me that day, man. Whether I have a good day or a bad day, I'm out there. I'm on the water. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I hear the waves crashing.
yeah,
For me, it's not like it. Like it's cerebral in a sense though, because like I used to game a lot too, obviously, but gaming is
yeah,
still kind of like digital. You know what I mean? But just
yeah,
being out there in nature, man, and playing like real life Pokemon, like that does it for
yeah.
me.
That's
Like,
dope, man.
well,
never
Yeah,
really gamer like that. I still got fucking 2K20 or some shit. Like,
you got
I've
hey,
never.
20.
I was talking all that shit, bro. I downloaded 2K as soon as it came out, bro.
Word, bro.
I
Hey,
was just telling like, bro, hey, I'm
Yeah,
done with 2K, bro. And you know what I'm saying? As soon as
yeah.
it dropped, bro, I was.
Bro, I've been so
hey,
late, bro. Like 2, 3 years, 4 years behind every time. Like
yeah,
Mhm.
me, I, for me, I've been doing like a lot of like painting, like just
okay,
doing
Nice, nice.
being an artist and shit. Shit.
There,
I
yeah.
there you go, bro. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah,
what's
can.
up, man. That's like, and I think, yeah, I was telling somebody this the other day. I think we have lost sight. When I say we, I mean our young people, our younger generation, man. I'm scared for them, bro, because they have lost sight over a lot of things that we grew up to. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying? Like,
and I'm a
uh,
father with kids during high school, bro, and like so I get to see that like in my face a lot every
yeah,
day. I'm just like, man, it's just like it's just so different, man. Like we we started as kids without the internet. I mean, we had internet, but without the social media boom, and then it
yep,
happened during our lifetime. But
yeah,
like the next generation, like they're coming into like this all they know. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So they don't know what life was like before social media.
bro. I literally when I jog like to the next neighborhood over, and it's
yeah,
like suburb area, so it's like a lot of kids and stuff. And I swear to God, bro, I literally sat. I was like, bro, I never see kids playing outside no more. That is
Yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy, man. It's
Yeah,
Bro.
terrible.
that,
My mama would get mad if we was in the house. Like she'd be
oh
like,
Right.
yeah, we had to go outside, bro. Like, you know what I
Lights
mean?
got to
Go
be
out,
on legit, man. The street lights got to be on. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Even after that, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
it's just crazy. Like even some stuff I do understand because it's like parenting and then the digital age. Kids are safer in the house, but it's just certain stuff. It's
That
just like
too, that too.
some
The
stuff.
side
Like
is a little more dangerous.
I can't remember
Yeah.
last time like kids even just fighting or just playing football or what I mean, just normal stuff that we used to do as kids. I don't
Hmm.
see
But
it. It's
you
crazy.
know what though? You know what though? It's definitely, so you're right, because it's definitely safer. But
Mm,
also, like, the only caveat behind that is now they have a hell of a lot more access to a
right.
lot of things now
Yeah,
It's
than
like
we had.
information just dump.
I think
Yeah.
physically safe, but then mentally, I think I don't. I just think it's just because I see it in adults too.
Yep.
Like I think that most adults over a certain age or younger than a certain age, they can't really think for themselves. Like I
You're right,
think
man.
A lot of them, yeah.
it's
They
like
can't.
you got grown people like that. Imagine how kids are. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I think it's so important, man. Like you gotta find, like, especially with how the accessible everything is nowadays with social media and internet. Like you gotta find time to just completely disconnect
Yeah.
a little bit just to be human again, man. Because now we're damn near cyborgs now, man. Like,
I'm
Oh,
telling you.
yeah.
Like, I think, yeah, that's the scary thing about, like, artificial intelligence, man, and machine learning and everything that goes behind that is it's not the same as it was 5 and 7 years ago when people were starting to fully trying to hear about it, and now things are starting to get a whole lot more evolved in it, in the way that it's being utilized, but also, like, people are just using it in a terrible way, man. In a way that it's allowing them to lose their own creativity. You know
mm-hmm.
what I mean?
For sure.
You can still marry the two. You can marry the two, but
Yeah.
That
if you take that completely away from
Hmm.
your own thought process and just let it be autonomous, like it'll consume you.
Like I have
You
a
so
know?
buddy, man. I ain't gonna say no names, but like, and he AIs every single thing. Now I'm like, bro, like, is anything authentic anymore within your life?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Whether it's
yeah,
like he's making all of his posts or all the things he says, all of his text messages, even down to like how he's speaking to women and engaging with women. It's
yeah,
like, oh, I'm like, brother, you know what I mean? Like,
it's crazy. Nah,
yeah,
but I
for
was
real,
gonna
it's crazy,
ask,
yeah.
for
oh,
real.
what is
Mhm.
your like take on like AI? I mean, in like the next like 5 years. I mean, I kind of have an idea of like where I see it, like it's gonna go, but I kind of just want to know what your thoughts on like
And just
Yeah,
how.
keep in mind real quick. We have probably about 7 minutes left before
yeah.
your 3 o'clock
No
meeting.
doubt,
Oh,
no doubt.
okay,
So AI. I mean, we're talking about, like, prompt engineering and things of that nature. I'll start prompt engineering. People use Chat GPT and other renditions of it for their decision making, for structuring certain things, creating lists, finding meal plans, workout plans, and people are currently still using it as their own personal therapist right now too, to give them
Mm.
advice. That's where I see the lines getting blurred sometime a little bit long term. But my thought in the next 5 years is I do see a lot of other industries trying to integrate their systems within AI, because it's happening right now in real time. Because the automotive industry has it, industrial industries, certain other layers of technology, food service, so many other industries, education. Education is scary and crazy, but it's using these systems for artificial intelligence to help um, build and scale our lives to where it's going to make people a whole lot lazier, of course,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
it's not, I don't think it's going to make a lot of the jobs that we see now obsolete. I
Obsolete.
don't want to say it. There are going to be some obsolete opportunities out there that
that's
are
a
starting to become autonomous now.
it's a,
Um,
yeah.
For sure.
yeah, it's
For
happening.
sure.
Um,
Do you think that's a? Because I'm kind of on the fence with that. Like, I don't think that's necessarily. It's an unfortunate thing because people obviously are going to have to, like, no,
yeah,
increase their skill set. But I
Yeah,
think it's a good thing, and it's going to force people to increase your skill set. You're going to have to become skilled in
absolutely.
something else that to be able to produce and take it to this economy. I feel like a lot of the no offense to anyone out there, but like the hamster wheel people, it's gonna be tough for them. It's gonna
Yeah.
be very tough because like now you have a machine, a thinking system that's just takes what would take a regular person and maybe a couple hours or maybe even a couple days can be
Hmm.
produced in a fraction of a second. And us as business owners who are all about efficiency, we're going
Hmm.
to lean towards that because that makes
But
Yeah.
sense to us. You know what I mean?
but most people don't like their jobs. That's the thing too. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Mm.
is it? If it's replacing something that you really hate, is it really? Is it really that
Yeah.
bad?
Because like you said, Si, we're talking about efficiency, turnaround time, and the ability to adjust certain situations. Because that's what we say we could do. We can make adjustments that maybe the computer couldn't make in real time.
Hmm.
Human decisions that need to be made on a dime that need to change. Um, you know,
Do
how
you,
quickly those things be made are things that businesses look at.
do you guys actively use ChatGPT or other forms of AI?
I use ChatGPT if I'm looking for making a structured plan. Like if I'm trying to
Hmm.
reword my verbiage on something, then I may
Right.
utilize
Right.
that.
Okay.
Not to create verbiage and it be that.
Hmm.
Like I want to have my own human hands on what I'm saying, but maybe I can reword it differently in my verbiage.
Right.
Yeah,
Um,
Right.
yeah.
I've definitely done both. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
don't.
If I'm like super busy and like someone like for example, um, like a friend of mine's, he's in a little trouble right now, so he needed a character letter written. So his
Okay.
mother reached out to me, he's like, "Yo, can you write a character letter about for me so I can present it to courts or whatever?" But
Yeah.
I'm like during after I work out between 9 to 5, I'm pretty busy, man. So I didn't have the time to sit down and write in this well thought out response for him. And at night when I'm done working, I'm actually very selfish with my time. So like for that, ChatGPT helped a lot. You know what I mean? I can kind of put some prompts in, put a little bit of his characteristics, and it was able to produce something pretty substantial. But I use it, just like you said, just like, for example, I help it like refresh me on the Greensboro 4,
Mhm.
or like structuring diet plans, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like using it as a therapist, like, hey, I'm feeling down, ChatGPT, like like you said, that can get they can get really blurred really fast, and
Absolutely.
like for example, like I have one of my fraternity brothers. I'm in the fraternity of Kappa Alpha Psi. One of my
Nice.
fraternity brothers, he's in radiology,
Mm.
and he was reviewing an X-ray of lungs that ChatGPT produced, and he was saying like, bro, it is scary how inaccurate this reading of ChatGPT was. And
Yeah.
if you don't know radiology and you plug your X-ray into ChatGPT and it tells you this, and that, and you take that and apply it to whatever medicinal stuff you're trying to come up with, that can be really damaging. Because he was like, "Yo, bro, this is
Yeah.
like so inaccurate that it's frightening."
Wow.
Um, so there's things like that where it can get like really blurred and stuff like that.
Right.
I feel like so like I think how we utilize it is going to be is very important. But I
Yeah.
can definitely see what um how our society is structured and how like the average person don't do a lot of like deep thinking, deep work,
Hmm.
and those people are going to be like robots in 5, 10 years, bro.
Right.
Like,
Exactly, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I know we got only a few, but I was gonna say, man, we go in interviews, and in the interview process, they may ask us certain things in scenarios, like human scenarios, like tell me a time where so and so did this, and you had to overcome and help them do this and that, to show your value. You know what I mean?
hmm
But I feel like that's gonna be lost, a lost art a
yeah,
bit later. Where you're not gonna have to interview a robot. It's gonna have certain commands and protocols it's got to follow, and
hmm
prompts.
hmm
Yeah.
Damn, we run out of time, man. The AI conversation was getting good. Do you like real quick? This gonna be like a quick yes or no. So like, do you ever think because I've seen some pretty scary stuff that I know there's been scenarios when they had to like shut down AIs because they started like really thinking for themselves and making decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a situation where an AI created its own language to communicate with other AIs that the humans that created it couldn't decipher, bro. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it was
Yeah.
like, yo, they was like, shut down. This is getting crazy. This is about to turn some iRobot shit, bro. Like,
Hey, nah, for real though, there was an episode of Black Mirror that had exactly that shows, and I believe that everything that's on Black Mirror could actually come true.
oh
And
man,
so they had that episode where AI, like somebody created an AI system, and it started to communicate in its own language, and they would use it used a sort of like codex or Morse code codex to create the ones and zeros to communicate, and the guy would understand it but communicate back, and eventually they create their own ecosystem and everything, and then communicated with other systems outside of them. So man, I believe in all of that. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it can get crazy
Yeah.
quick. Man,
Yeah.
man, bro, it's been a pleasure having you on, man. Oh man, like, dang, I
Yeah,
missed
man.
this, bro. I missed this.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? For real. Y'all got to come back and see me here in Rock Hill. We got an event October the 7th, man. We got a community event
Okay,
called National Night Out. National Night Out, October the 7th is going to be for service members and those who are late and lost service members. You know, the city likes to have certain events like that. I think it's like a nationwide event. But
nice,
we're hosting on our campus. We're going to have a few vendors out that are going
nice.
to be, you know, just coming out and promoting their business and supporting as well, you know, from primarily Black businesses. And
Okay,
we're going to be shouting them out. And it's going to be good. It's a 2 hour event, but it's going to be a good
nice.
2 hour event. So,
That's
yeah, man.
October 7th.
October the 7th is on a Tuesday from 6 to 8.
Okay,
Okay.
Now, I didn't love, no, look, it's from the city, so I didn't love the day and I didn't love the time.
yeah,
You know
Tuesday, boy.
what I'm saying?
Woo!
Yeah.
That's grind time, boy.
Yeah, man.
Mm-mm.
It's all good. But yeah, you know, we got some more events coming out, and of course, I keep up plugged in with all things Aggie Pride and all things
Definitely,
Honey.
man. Definitely. I'm looking
Sure,
forward
bro.
to Aggie Pride. I'm definitely looking forward to the more development of Honus as well, man. Just to see
Absolutely.
how that plays out.
Yeah, man.
But if you have anything else,
Man, I appreciate y'all having me on, man, and just always bringing out a great message. You know, I definitely wanted to make sure that everybody who was on just knows how, you know, big y'all are when it comes to this space, man. Family full of hustlers and everybody that y'all impact and reach. I appreciate y'all doing these, man, because people want to get information. People may be saying the same things we saying in barbershops and in other locations, but
Yeah.
if they can resonate with something that they know is confirmation, that's all they need. So I guarantee y'all somebody today had confirmation of something they was thinking about doing or maybe had an interest on that probably didn't take that next step, and we made that happen. So I appreciate y'all having this platform.
The
absolutely,
King of
bro.
Rock Hill, boy.
Hey, King of
Hey,
Rock Hill, man.
I appreciate y'all, man, for
All right,
real.
man.
Appreciate you, brother. Love, man. Much love.
All right, man. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right.